last but not least tonight, I have a link down in the underbar, and I implore you to look at link number 2. Now, granted, again, I want people to take this with a grain of salt, even though there's no disclaimer that says images are simulated, and they may not be. You know, the Google Glass glasses. A thought occurred to me watching the video called What It Looks Like, in which case you're seeing somebody in the first-person perspective riding a horse or flying an airplane, a stunt plane, through loop-de-loops and things of this nature. And then it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. There are several things involved with things such as senses, sensory perception, all of this. We can literally tailor how something tastes by our expectations and not by what it actually tastes like. It has been proven in many experiments that you can tell somebody in a restaurant that a wine that is swill, for all intents and purposes, is a very expensive, robust wine. And they will talk ad nauseum about the full-bodied flavor and how you can tell that it's an expensive wine by its texture and its taste. Meanwhile, it's swill. It's not even fit for, it wouldn't be fit for a bum, let alone the King of England, to be able to drink. And yet these people are willing to say, because they've tailored their expectations and their senses by their taste. So it's not unreasonable to believe that maybe, just maybe, Google could want to create experiences. Remember the movie Strange Days? Of course most of you don't remember the 1999 movie Strange Days. Most of you didn't see it. I myself didn't see it until recently. I bought it when one of the video stores was going out of business because I was curious. I kind of remembered it, I kind of don't. The idea was you had this little helmet thing that could record your sensory information and your visual information through your eyes and your ears and all this. You could record an experience and then you could sell it. And then you could record it to the headset, and then when somebody else puts the headset on, if you're, say, having sexual intercourse, suddenly these people feel like they're having sexual intercourse. They feel sweaty. They feel as if they're ejaculating and stuff when it comes to that time, and on and on. And let's face it, you can have a wet dream and ejaculate because the dream can seem so real to your senses that your body reacts. You can have an orgasm without even touching your penis, and women can too, without even touching their vaginas. It's a fact. So even though this isn't going to create the sensory experience necessarily, look at the video and look at it with this in mind. Think of it as a sales pitch. Ever wanted to know what it feels like to fly a stunt plane? Now you can, without having to do expensive classes in piloting or having to log in hours before you ever crawl into an airplane. Ever wanted to feel what it's like to be in a horse race? Now you can. Ever wanted to feel what it's like to be a statuesque model strutting your stuff on the runway? Well, thanks to Google Glass, now you can. I don't think you understand necessarily what I'm saying here. I'm saying that looking at that video makes me feel on some level as if I'm actually there. I may not be able to hear, well, I'll probably be able to hear because it's video with audio, apparently. I'm not sure. Well, no, I am sure because you can do instant messaging via voice with this thing, apparently. And you also do voice commands to it, so it has a microphone to it. And I would imagine it has on some level speakers, but if it's going to eventually go into porn, you're going to need earbuds because people aren't going to want to broadcast that they're watching porn through Google Glass. But you know people are going to do it. Let's be serious here. But anyways, but the point is, What's to stop them from then creating a whole new enterprise based off of at least visual sensory experiences? And if you can close your eyes and with enough imagination, if you're listening to, say, somebody having intercourse, what's to stop you from coming? Because you feel like on some levels you're having intercourse even though you're not. They could create a whole new industry that's like, say, something akin to an early stage recall. No, I'm not joking here. I'm not saying you're going to feel everything that you see. You're not going to have enough of a sensory experience that you're going to absolutely 100% feel that you're there. But it's going to be the closest thing that we can get right now with the technology that we have. And each iteration is a baby step towards us being able to plug ourselves into something and have an experience. We can already wire into a woman's motor functions side of her cortex of her brain a way that she can control a robot hand to grab a cup and take a drink, even though she's paralyzed from the neck down. We can create systems that can translate your brain waves into exact direct commands to bipedal robots who can walk over to a table, grab something, and take it up. We've already shown how a fish can create a memory through MRIs, how it starts, how it ends, and we've also been able to piece together what our mind's eye sees on some scale. It's not perfect, but we could see with our minds what somebody's mind eye sees when they watch a movie through an MRI scan. A bunch of MRI scans and a new program that some people have developed to piece all the information together into an actual image. It's not perfect, but it shows how imperfect everything that we see gets translated into our brains, and why memory is absolutely a reconstruction and is therefore not something that should be evidence-based when it comes to things like trials. A person could describe to the nth degree, say, a secret room that they were taken to and raped in a particular building. And we can tear apart that building and find that no such room exists. But we're not likely to tear apart that building. We're likely right now to convict somebody based on memory, but that's a whole nother topic entirely. The point is, though, how can this not be the start of a whole new industry? Experiences industry. I'm telling you, this is going to be a thing, if not with Google Glass, somewhere along the line. Now, obviously, then there becomes an issue here. Is Google going to then just automatically tape things off of your glasses and then sell your experiences without your knowledge or without your consent? Hell no! That's illegal. And it should be illegal. But there should be a program. There should be a partnership that you get into where that you allow and sign off for Google to be able to film parts of your life. Like, say, if you're a race car driver, or you're a stunt plane flyer, or you're something that people wish they could do but don't have the skills to do themselves. And then you get paid a percentage, but they charge us. They charge us for something that we could either beam to Google Glasses or we could put on some other kind of device and be there. You want to climb Mount Everest? We've got an app for that. You want to fly a stunt plane like a pro? We've got a dang app for that. You want to race boats skimming along the water at umpteen hundred knots per hour? We can do that. Want to dive down below the sea and see the Titanic with your own eyeballs before it's completely decimated? We have an app for that. This is an industry builder because I want to do some of that stuff. I want to be there as much as I can and doing something from so close of a first-person perspective that it's like I'm inside their eyeball. Yes, I want that. I want that in my Google Glasses. I want to experience that. And because I want to experience that, this is exactly why this could be a real big revolution in terms of experiences. This could be something that could absolutely be a TV killer, even though TV is kind of on its way out, and I've got a story on that that I'm going to cover at a later date. But watch that video, the second video down in the link, and tell me that you don't get the same feeling that Google could create an experiences. They'll probably call it Google Experience, to where for a fee you can download parts of people's lives that they've consented to be broadcast, although I could see them getting in trouble in the future. And then eventually porn will get into it. Want to know what it's like to screw your favorite porn starlet or porn star? Now you can. And you know, they'll create situations where you can be alone, you can whack off, or you know, fluff the muffin, as I like to call female masturbation, and enjoy yourself in the comfort of your own home with something that really gets you on such a almost so visceral of a level you will swear that it's actually happening to you. And that's my thought on it. I've already applied for mine. I think this link will have a link to If I Had Glass, where you could get your hands on a prototype if they pick you. And they're looking for bold, creative people to do things with their glasses, to push these things to the limits, to give them something that they can show to their shareholders as well as to the world to say, look at what we can do with augmented reality and beyond. Trust me, Google's not going to let something like Google Experience, as I'm calling it, go away. This is an opportunity unlike anything else, and it could even be a bigger opportunity. Let's say we give these to kids in Africa who are starving, and then we say, watch this video. It's unedited. This is the day in the life of this African child, and tell me that you don't care about starving Africans anymore. Or maybe you want to find out what it's like to be a looked down upon minority in a certain country or just anywhere, just to feel like for a day what it feels like. Could you imagine the kind of stepping into somebody's unfiltered shoes and living a day of their life and all the crap they have to go through? Can you imagine how much of a perception changer that could possibly be? Then again, I don't know. But see, there's social applications for this particular thing. It's more than just a piece of useless tech. I'm telling you this right now.